Today, Sylvie and I are in the charming little village of Turvey in North Bedfordshire, and it's a lovely little village situated on the banks of the River Great Ouse. Many of the houses in Turvey are made from locally quarried limestone, making it one of the most attractive villages in this part of the county. For centuries, Turvey was a centre for lace making, and it's believed that hundreds of years ago there was even a school for lace making in the village. There are two pubs in the village, the Three Cranes and the Three Fishes, and both of them are incredibly popular. We're going to be walking from Turvey to another couple of villages a few miles away, and these are the villages of Carlton and Harrold. We're starting our walk on the Carlton Road, which begins by the village store. We're about half a mile from the first village of Carlton, and we're noticing farms that seem to produce and sell their own dairy products. Well, it seems one of these farms actually makes its own ice cream. Sylvie couldn't resist it, so we had to stop and get some. What's it like?
Lovely. Strawberries and cream.
Strawberries and cream. I'll never know, I suppose, will I? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she wasn't cruel, she let me have some, and very nice it was too. As we enter the village of Carlton, we find that there are two streets running through the village. We decide to take the old street, where there is less traffic and more older, characterful buildings. Not far down this road, we spot a nice looking pub, and we make a note of it for later on. Many of the older houses down this road are built from the same limestone as in Turvey. As we leave the village of Carlton, we can see our next destination about a mile up the road, and this is the village of Harrold. Much of the land between the two villages is actually floodplain, as the river has been known to burst its banks in the past. And on top of that, both villages were hit by a tornado in November 1981. As we enter the centre of the village, we come to this very charming tree-lined village green. And it's here on the village green that there are two of the village's more historical attractions. This unusual little round building is actually the village lockup. And this other gazebo type building is actually the village's old butter market. Sylvie and I were a bit dismayed when we arrived at the village pub and found it was shut. It was a good job we made a note of the other pub that we passed in the other village. Well, after a good look round in the village of Harrold, we headed back to Carlton, and hopefully for a nice refreshing pint. Suitably refreshed, well, we're back on the road heading back to Turvey. We decided to take the footpath across country rather than use the road. Well, after an enjoyable walk, we've arrived back in Turvey. All in all, we've been walking for about 7 miles and it's lasted about 4 hours.